ghost of the third largest supplier. Right now, if I ask you who fuels India, you'd say Russia, Iraq, or Saudi Arabia. But go back just a few years, and the answer was a country 15,000 kilometers away. A country that, at its peak, was India's third largest oil supplier. I'm talking about Venezuela. Most people see Venezuela as a cautionary tale of hyperinflation and Bolivarian politics. But for New Delhi, Venezuela isn't a headline. It's a strategic obsession. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the India-Venezuela connection. We're talking about why Indian refineries are literally built for Venezuelan crude, the oil for medicine era, and the geopolitical chess move that just reopened this floodgate. The science. Why India's refineries are designed to use thick, heavy oil. Why Venezuela? It's not because it's close. It's actually a logistical nightmare to ship oil across the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. It's because of chemistry. Venezuela sits on the Orinoco belt, the world's largest deposit of extra-heavy crude. This stuff isn't like the light, watery oil you find in the Middle East. It's thick like bitumen or molasses. It's high in sulfur and heavy metals. The India connection. India owns some of the most complex, high-tech refineries on the planet, specifically Reliance's Jamnagar and Nayara Energy's facilities. While other countries' refineries would choke on this heavy Venezuelan sludge, ours thrive on it. We bought it at a massive discount because nobody else could process it. We turned trash crude into high-value Euro 6 diesel. It was the perfect marriage. Venezuela had the world's most difficult oil, and India had the world's most sophisticated stomach to digest it. World politics. The breakdown in Western relations and Russia's shift toward Asia. By 2019, India was importing nearly 300,000 barrels a day from Caracas. Then the hammer dropped. The U.S. imposed maximum pressure sanctions on PDVSA, Venezuela's state oil company. Suddenly, Indian giants like Reliance and ONGC had to walk a tightrope. Do we keep buying and risk getting cut off from the U.S. financial system? Or do we let our third largest supplier go? When India stopped buying from Venezuela in 2020, it created a vacuum. We filled that gap initially with more expensive Middle Eastern oil. But look at what happened when the Russia-Ukraine war broke out. India's experience in navigating sanctioned oil with Venezuela actually provided the diplomatic blueprint for how we handled Russian oil. We learned how to prioritize energy security over geopolitical alignment, right there in the Caribbean. The 2024 comeback. Trading oil for the money needed to fix the industry. Fast forward to now. The U.S. began easing some licenses, and India didn't waste a second. But this isn't just a buyer-seller relationship anymore. India's ONGC has a 40% stake in the San Cristobal project in Venezuela. We aren't just buying the oil, we own the ground it comes from. Because of the hyperinflation in Venezuela, they couldn't pay us our dividends in cash. They owed us roughly $600 million. The solution? A debt-for-oil swap. Venezuela is now paying back Indian taxpayers by shipping us barrels of crude. It's a masterclass in economic recovery. We are essentially getting free oil to settle old debts, while helping reboot their production lines with Indian engineering. The conclusion. So, why should we care about the India-Venezuela connection? Because it proves that India is no longer a passive consumer in the global market. From the refineries in Gujarat to the oil fields of the Orinoco, India is playing a long game. We are the only nation that can bridge the gap between Western sanctions and global South resources. Venezuela was our third largest supplier once. And looking at the new deals being signed, it's coming for that spot again. The next time you fill up your tank, remember, there's a high chance that fuel traveled halfway across the world, settled a decade-old debt, and was processed by the most advanced tech in India. That is the power of the India connection.